pesky, pesky little sheep. No, they're my best friends. I just made one jump then. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. He's looking at me like, what are you doing, man? I thought we were friends. See you later. We're back, and I'm feeling better. I'm not ill anymore. The cold has gone, but it is all of a sudden quite cold outdoors, which I'm positive about. I love it. I'm so excited for winter, you know. Ever since I started doing these Wainwrights, in the back of my head I've always been looking forward to winter, you know, snow on the fells and the like. Cannot wait. So today I am doing a Wainwright, but en route I am visiting what is the highest waterfall in the Lake District. And I was thinking about this as I was driving. I should have checked this when I was at home. If it's the highest waterfall in the lakes, maybe I'm being a little bit overly presumptuous, but it must be the highest in England. It's definitely not the highest in the UK, but I'll pop that up on the screen just to confirm, but that is some terrible research from me. But either way, it's one that I've always wanted to go to. It's called Scale Force, and I'm heading up what is, I don't actually think it's that fell, it's behind it, but it's called Red Pike. And it's gonna, hopefully, because all this cloud, a lot of this cloud should start clearing as per the forecast, but hopefully we should get some magnificent views from the top. You can see tons of lakes from up here as well, which was a real big draw when I was reading through the Wainwright, through Wainwright's books at home. So it should be a good hike, lots to see on the way, and yeah, there's loads of herdwicks here. What's going on? Let's crack on. So we've made a little bit of progress. Let me tell you this, it's absolutely gorgeous. The cloud has started to lift, and I was just looking back there towards Fleetwood Pike. Oh, it's exactly what I was hoping for. To be honest, when I was driving here, coming up the M6, it was another one of them, like that Heart of Fell one there a couple of weeks ago, where I was thinking, have I chose a bad day here again? Am I gonna do a hike here and get up into a ball of cloud? Now look, we're in the Lake District. It could still happen, you know, but what I'm saying is it's looking promising at the minute. I think I'm probably going to go up this one regardless. But like I said earlier, the forecast is supposed to improve as the day goes on. Now I want to talk about why I've chosen this particular hike today. It's proper random, and I think most of the times I choose which Wainwright to do it is really random anyway. But I watched recently, only the other day, a BBC kind of documentary from Simon Reeve, who a lot of you will have heard of, and I had to say in this video at some stage, watch them if you're into your Lake District. I love Simon Reeve's stuff anyway, but it's just unreal. Honestly, it's so good. As of this video, there's 2 episodes out so far. The first one is unreal, but definitely go and get it watched. But he just did a little bit of a write-up, I suppose, with a lady going wild swimming in Buttermere, and I saw Red Pike in the background, and I thought I'll do that one next. But yeah, it's absolutely class, quite emotional actually, and it's on BBC. So if you're not from the UK, don't know what the story is with watching stuff on BBC abroad, but if you can watch it, honestly, it's so good. Simon Reeve in the Lake District. Right, anyway, fingers crossed it continues to clear up, or actually stays exactly how it is, because there's still loads of drama about. Let's head on towards this waterfall for now anyway. So we have arrived. Excuse all the loud water noise. There's a little bridge here, and then over there is Scale Force, the highest waterfall in the Lake District of potentially England. Still wish I researched that. Before we get into this, I wanted to talk about this because it's in the Wainwright books. It's well impressive, I thought. Look at this path. All the rocks around this particular fell are this sort of reddy colour. And if you remember the name of today's fell, red pike. And that's quality. Obviously that's been named red pike for centuries and centuries and centuries. And I love it when it's just so plain to see why it's called something, you know. And it is, this little pathway, look at it, it's so red. It looks like the rocks, because it's so wet here as well, the water passes through and it just stains everything. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm gonna make my way over towards Scale Force now. And I mean, it looks, you can probably tell just from that picture there, messy, lots going on. So when I see this sort of thing, I immediately sort of think, right, my job here is to try and simplify it, try and get something simple. At the same time, you know, all right, you know, it's not Victoria Falls, it's not that big, but this is still quite big, and it feels so as I'm standing here now, so I want to get that across in the photograph. But yeah, try and simplify the scene a little bit. There's a lot of loads of bushes and moss and just sort of mess, loads of rocks at the bottom. Let's see what I can do. Right, we're set up. First word that I've got to use here, guys. Frustrating. It's well annoying. It's one of these instances, right, and we all know it as landscape photographers, where you're stood in awe of a view or a scene or a subject in this case, but to try and turn it into a photograph, turn those emotions into a photograph is proving quite difficult, which is really normal, you know. If you're a beginner, that's tough. That's half the challenge with landscape photography. You know, you stood on the side of a mountain like I'm going to be in a while, and it can look gorgeous, but to try and take a photograph and compose everything that you're finding so beautiful, that's difficult. To me, actually, that is probably my passion. That's the passion of landscape photography, is that challenge. So as frustrating as it is, there is some enjoyment there somewhere, honestly. So what's difficult about this, I think, because it's so tall, it's in two sections. So we got this one here, obviously, which is wonderful, but then there's this big tall section of Scale Force right up in the background that I just have to have in the image, you know. This is what makes it, I guess, the tallest waterfall here in the lakes and potentially in England. So I want him in. Now it's very messy up at the back, you know, it's a real narrow gorge. There's branches cutting across in front of the waterfall. To be honest, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I was back at the bridge. I've managed to neaten it all up a little bit. And I think that's what I've been trying to do here. Like I said, you know, a couple of minutes ago, is just to try and simplify everything, you know. So obviously you can see here, I'm in a portrait dimension, first things first. Proper obvious, I don't need to get into that, you know. This is a tall scene, it's not a wide scene. I have actually put the Z7 in like the 4x5 crop mode, so I can see, I want to shoot this as a 4x5, so it's almost a square, but we've got a little bit more sort of length to the crop, to the photograph as well, which is working perfectly. And what I'm trying to do here, right, is I've centralized this main sort of section of the waterfall, let's say here. I'm just trying to draw the eye into it. So I'm actually thinking about what I'm going to be doing in post-production, you know. I'll brighten up the white slightly of the moving water, darken down all these black sections of the gorge, and again, just to try and bring the eye in to what really matters here, and obviously that is the waterfall, you know. The water's moving really fast, and I've found with a little bit of trial and error that 1/5 of a second is perfect. That is the sweet spot to capture the movement of this water, but still get that like milky effect, you know. So it's not a really slow shutter speed, but like I said, it's because this water is moving so fast. But that's it. Yeah, just the two sections in the photograph. And I think, I'm not mad on it, but I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I think, to be honest, this could be one of those photographs that when I get it home in Lightroom and I've got a cup of tea, I'll much prefer it at that point. Fingers crossed. Oh, so started ascending, hence the breathlessness. So we're nearly sort of around the top of the waterfall now. You might be able to hear it in the background, but that's that now. I'm going to carry on up to Red Pike and see if any photographic opportunities present themselves along the way. I'm looking forward to this one. I think I mentioned at the start, the views, I'm expected to be stunning from the top, and you can see loads of lakes, like definitely Crummock Water and then Buttermere where I started from, but then we're going to get things like Lowes Water, Ennerdale Water in the other valley as well. Quality. Just briefly before I carry on, I wanted to let you know, just need to catch my breath. I wanted to let you know that I'm currently running a sale on my prints, which I don't do very often at all, once a year at the very most, 30% off all of them, limited and standard edition prints. So two things really. Firstly, if you've ever wanted to buy one, now's the time, because I don't usually have this much of a discount, like I said. Secondly, if you want to support my work and what I do here on YouTube, buying a print is hands down the best way that you can do it. And I'm very, very grateful for your support. I'm grateful for your support, even if you just watch the videos. I always say this, even if you watch the video, don't hit like, don't comment, I don't care. You're giving me a view on YouTube, I appreciate that. So the fact that some of you will consider even buying one of my prints means the absolute world. So I appreciate that. The sale won't be on for very long, to be honest, so get it while it lasts. What a salesman. Oh, Jesus. Right, Red Pike. Let's carry on going, see what we can find. Whoa. I've had a nightmare. Oh, I've had a nightmare. Red Pike. I'll do a little 360 because you want to see this over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Looking back to Crummock Water, Lowes Water off in the distance, Scotland off in the distance even further. But I've just got my times mixed. I don't know what. I feel like I do this once every year this time of year, just after the clocks have gone back here in the UK. And then the sun starts setting proper early, doesn't it? You know, at the minute it's around about 4 o'clock. And I just need to set off from home earlier. I'm so used to the summer where I'm not even setting off till 4 o'clock to capture a sunset. Oh, I always feel like I have to do one of these every year to make me realise I've got to set off earlier. But anyway, that's Red Pike. I mean, what's going on there? Like another half an hour or something? Sunset is in about 5 minutes, so that's a downer. Look, you may be able to see the colours off in the background. But I'm trying to remain positive. I'm going to get up there at a time, we're going to be half an hour after sunset or something, which is pretty rare for me, you know, unless I'm wild camping. I'm not usually at the top of the mountain in the blue hour. I'm usually halfway down it, you know, looking forward to getting back to my car, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to try and remain positive. The views, you know, we're still going to be able to see the surrounding landscapes. It's still going to be light enough by then. And yeah, let's see if we can get some during the blue hour, which is a time of day that I definitely neglect. Let's crack on. Not far now. Oh, what a wally. So you'll never guess what. In fact, you might be able to tell from the colour of my face. It's kicking off. It's kicked off, and it's all worked out so well, because we are now, I'm taking a shot here, but we're 20-25 minutes after the sunset. Not even up Red Pike there yet. Look, it's behind me. Look at the glow, even on the mountain there. And it's just this beautiful burning red sunset, and we just so happen to have gained enough height to be looking down into Ennerdale and over Ennerdale water. Just this really nice sort of thin strip of it. And that's just how I'm composing it. It's one of them where I'm just sort of composing the image how I'm seeing it. Zooming in at 100mm, so just sort of narrowing everything down slightly, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Just the sort of image I really didn't expect to get. It looks so cool on the back of the camera, and I'm at f11 ISO 64 on 1/3 of a second because it's gone quite dark, obviously. But yeah, the colours up there, that is just intense red right now. Absolutely beautiful. And again, this is something that I repeat over and over, but it's a lesson that, you know, sometimes the best colours come after the actual sunset time, you know. And this, like 25 minutes afterwards, madness. Absolutely beautiful. Also, I've got, you'll see it when you see the photograph, but in the foreground there's these like coniferous trees, which are really cool. They're like sort of jutting up into Ennerdale water and just acting as little silhouettes really. But they feature in episode 1 of that Simon Reeve documentary I was on about on BBC, so that's really cool. Again, just like proper unexpected. But yeah, I think I'm going to be well happy with this one. Proper buzzing about that sky. That is madness. So unexpected. So I hope you like this one, and I'm going to try my best to get up to the top of Red Pike before it gets pitch black. Goodness me, we made it. Look, here it is. Here's the top. Nice little shelter here, which I'm going to use. I'm going to get the jet boil out and sit and have my tea here. Oh, I'll tell you what the star of the show is, for the summit of this fell at least. It's just all the lakes that you can see. Look, we've got Crummock water, loads of water there in the background. You've just seen Ennerdale water as well. Of course, we've got Buttermere down here as well. I think if I move over here, I can see a little tarn called Bleaberry Tarn. It says in the Wainwright, yeah, there it is, there she is. Oh, it's absolute quality, like. See him down there? Bleaberry Tarn. Wow. I don't think I'm going to take any more photographs. There's definitely more to be had, but it has gone. You know when it's cloudy in the blue hour, it just goes like dingy, doesn't it? It's dark. It's dark. But I'm well happy with that last Ennerdale one. Oh, on the back of the camera at least. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Just another quick one to say, to remind you about my print sale. I will put it in the video description below if you want to go and check out my prints page. But I appreciate it so much. I really appreciate the support. And like I said earlier, print sales. My print sales, I don't do them very often, and print purchases are the best way that you can support me if that's what you want. And you know, you're going to get a wonderful product for as well as supporting me, you know, if that means anything to you. And it is free international shipping as well, tracked. I want to make sure it gets to you properly. But what an adventure! I'm going to sit here and have my tea. It's nowhere near as windy as I thought as well, so that's a bonus. And as always, thank you so much for your support, and I shall see you on the next adventure. Out!